starts now.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the art of rush. I think one of the enduring qualities of rush was the fact that everything, the total package, was integrated, and with uncompromising quality. Now, what do I mean by integrated? There was more than just the music. The album artwork continued the story with the music, and quite often that package found a different visual life on stage, sometimes with light shows, sometimes with props, sometimes with accompanying video. There was never any filler. The albums and live shows used as much of the listener's or the audience's attention to their fullest, knowing precisely when to wrap up. It was total quality and fully integrated, a perfect balance between the auditory and the visual. And it's by that measure of integration that I'm going to talk about what I think are the top 5 examples of the art of rush. Hugh Syme. Not only did he contribute creatively to the music, he directed the creative and artistic visuals for most of the band's existence. In fact, even after. A second edition of Hugh's book, The Art of Rush, is scheduled for release. I have the first, and it's a beauty. In that book, Hugh talks about the story of each album's visual presentation, and the backstory of how each came to be. He notes his favorites, his least favorites. So, inspired by the upcoming second edition of The Art of Rush, here are my top 5 album covers measured by how well they integrated the music and extended that integration into a live show. Moving Pictures takes the top spot. This package was as near to perfection as anything could be. The first time seeing that album cover come to life on stage with the music powering it was, wow. The production alone, to get that cover shot at Queen's Park in Toronto, is a logistical challenge. But to think ahead to how that imagery might be used or even manipulated for a live performance is just plain admirable. Snakes and Arrows, interestingly, is not based on original artwork by Hugh, but what the team did with those visuals and accompanying intros and segues on the DVD and Blu-ray are beautifully integrated. Each extended the narrative in the music and added to that integrated package of total quality. Grace Under Pressure. Here's an original painting, kind of trippy. It forged the thematic connection of the G under the P, which followed through beautifully with every visual. On stage, especially in later tours, the light show and background visuals helped to enhance the narrative in the album. And being a time of musical videos, the package extended equally well into those studio productions. 2112 is one of those classic examples of having unintentionally created a visual identifier, in this case the Starman. If for no other reason, the enduring legacy of the integrated usage of that visual identifier puts 2112 in a standout category. Rio. Now interestingly, this set of visuals centering on the dragon came more fully to life on the Snakes and Arrow tour. The dragon was everywhere, watching TV, smoking, and puffing fireballs that seemingly leapt from the screen onto the stage. So there are 5 examples of integrated narrative, visual, and audio that combine to deliver an augmented total package of uncompromising quality to the fans. And this list doesn't even include album covers that I personally like just because they're cool. What are your top 5 examples? Visit stephenchristiansen.ca for more episodes. This podcast is available on all streaming platforms including Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon. I'm Stephen Christiansen. Thanks for listening.
Production of Stephen Christensen. Podcast complete.